For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
News team, assemble!
Joining us live because if you want to know anything about the Outer Banks, Sam Walker's the dude to fill you in.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
Always appreciate talking to you.
Always good stuff with Sam Walker in the Outer Banks.
Now here's Les Nessman and the news.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated on the OBX Today Facebook page and the Sam Walker OBX YouTube channel. Glad to have you along with us on this Tuesday, December 28th, 2021, as we wind down the year. Looks like we might get wet tomorrow, but especially over the weekend. It should be okay for the Midnight Madness in Manio to celebrate the new year. Looks like a forecast right now. I see some showers now. It's kind of a back and forth on that. So we will have to watch that. We'll talk all about the forecast from the OBX Today Weather Center in just a few minutes here on the show. All right, let's get into this morning's headlines as we got them for you at obxtoday.com. Yesterday, an arrest details were announced regarding a pair of murders that took place on Sunday, or at least were reported Sunday. A Roanoke Island man now facing a pair of first-degree murder charges. That's after the bodies of two men were found on Sunday, one in Dare County, the other in Currituck. The Dare County Sheriff's Office was notified around 3 p.m. Sunday of their need to respond to assist Dare County EMS at the Scarborough Square Mobile Home Park north of Manio. 35-year-old Michael Berry of Manio was found dead. Investigators determined it was a result of a homicide. Then at 8:15 p.m., the Currituck Sheriff's Office received information from Dare County deputies about a possible missing or deceased person located along Macedonia Church Road near Poplar Branch. Members of the Currituck County Sheriff's Office SWAT and Search and Rescue team responded, and after receiving additional information, located the body of 68-year-old Norwood Armstrong of Manio in a wooded area. 37-year-old Jack Dempsey Wise, the third of Manio, now faces 2 counts of felony first-degree murder and was being held under no bond at the Dare County Detention Center. The case remains under investigation by local authorities and the State Bureau of Investigation, and more charges are pending. Anyone with information on the case is asked to contact the Dare or Currituck Sheriff's Offices. Now, we spoke with Major Jeff Derringer from the Dare County Sheriff's Office yesterday morning after the news release came out with the information we just told you about. He said that they do plan to share more information with us tomorrow with an additional news release. He was not specific about the case. We did ask if there was information that we could get regarding the ties between the suspect and the 2 people that were killed. And he said that more information about the case will be coming out tomorrow, but that was it. They didn't really share much more because the investigation is ongoing. And we will have that if we do get more details tomorrow. We expect a news release at some point tomorrow. And, of course, we'll have that for you at obxtoday.com. But as far as the relationship between the three, the suspect and the two victims, that has not been shared. I know there's been a lot of conversation about it on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and on the various local groups. But all that at this point, speculation, not stuff that we would normally report. We keep that, our reports limited to the official information from authorities when it comes to things like this. So we will have that for you as we go through the next couple of days once we get more details. U.S. health officials on Monday cut isolation restrictions for asymptomatic Americans who catch the coronavirus from 10 to 5 days and similarly shorten the time that close contacts need to quarantine. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said the guidance is in keeping with growing evidence that people with the coronavirus are more infectious than the 2 days before and 3 days after symptoms develop. The decision also driven by a recent surge in COVID-19 cases propelled by the Omicron variant. NC State University announcing yesterday it's updating its guidance as regards to testing for students and employees who are not vaccinated against COVID-19. They must now get tested when returning to campus for the spring 2022 semester. All students living in campus dorms and apartments or in Greek Village must also get tested regardless of vaccination or booster status. Students, faculty, and staff must provide a negative PCR test or 2 negative antigen tests taken within 72 hours before or after returning to campus. And then they have a way to get that information submitted. University also said it will continue to enforce COVID safety measures, including face masks and weekly testing for those who are unvaccinated for at least the first few weeks of the spring semester. NC State starts classes for spring 2022 on January the 10th. Powerball jackpot continues to grow. No tickets won the $416 million top prize in Monday's drawing. It means Wednesday's drawing is expected to get a prize of at least $441 million. Well, short of the all-time record, which is $1.5 billion. Last winning jackpot for Powerball came on October 4th with a $700 million prize. That's the latest on Powerball. Wildfire in the North Carolina mountains remains at approximately 350 acres. Firefighters have made some progress in containing it. Update from the U.S. Forest Service said that fire that's near Grandfather Mountain is now 20% contained. It's called the Lost Cove wildfire. It was discovered around 9:40 a.m. Christmas Eve when it was covering about 2 acres. Grew to more than 80 acres that day. And then as of Sunday morning had passed 350 acres. About a mile from the base of Grandfather Mountain in northwestern North Carolina near Bee Mountain. That's in a remote part of the Lost Cove Wilderness Study Area, 10 miles southeast of Linville. Of course, we've talked about it before. The drought that is spread across all of North Carolina. Northeastern North Carolina is in severe drought currently. The Forest Service, or rather the North Carolina Forest Service, has not reinstituted a burning ban. They have not discussed any, or at least with us, the media haven't said anything about that possibility of reinstituting it, despite the drought. Some of that has to do with the fact that we have had enough moisture in recent weeks, but still we are well below normal for rainfall for the entire fourth quarter of 2021, and we're expected to stay that way. But as I mentioned at the top of the show, there is a possibility that we've got some rain on the way heading into the weekend tomorrow, and then especially for Saturday and Sunday, that may help with the drought situation. New drought report comes out on Thursday with data that goes through today, and we'll have that for you at obxtoday.com. It is OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services here on Facebook and YouTube. Glad to have you along with us on this Tuesday morning. We'll have more of the show coming up right after this.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Our pet of the week for this week is Ezekiel. Ezekiel is about 4 to 5 years old and is super sweet. He loves getting attention and even chirps at you for more. He was brought in as a stray, but his personality has house cat written all over it. Ezekiel gets along great with other cats, but is not a fan of dogs. To adopt Ezekiel or foster one of our other animals, you can visit us Monday through Saturday at our shelter located in Manio. Happy holidays from everyone here at the OBX SPCA. We hope you have a great holiday with friends, family, and of course, all the pets. For more information, visit our website at www.obxspca.org or visit our OBX SPCA Facebook page.
We have the boat committees here. Some people want to say a few words, but I just want to say, growing up here in Currituck, just looking at the events here and what we have, the exhibits, the boats, there's a lot of history here in Currituck County, and the pictures and the individuals out here that can just elaborate on the history of Currituck. This is exciting, something that's been going on for a long time, planning, well overdue. It's glad we have it. There's a lot of people involved. Give everybody an opportunity to speak a little bit, but I just want to welcome everybody. Thanks for coming here today. Again, this is exciting to have this now finally in place, and it just looks gorgeous in here. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to the district commissioner here, Bob White.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, you hit it. I think with 20 years, something like that this has been in motion to get done. And my dad liked to tell a story. It probably all started right across the water over here with the Whalehead Club. He tried to buy that property at an auction. And he said, thank God the county was there and they outbid me. He wanted to turn it to a B&B and do some different stuff with the property. So luckily for Currituck County, my dad didn't want to spend that much money and the county had deeper pockets, so they ended up buying the property. And so fast forward 24 years, I transplanted here from Richmond and became a Currituck resident and later commissioner. And I'm just proud to be a part of this, to have this here in my district. It's a culmination of a very long thought process for this property and what could happen here. We've got more coming. The Wildlife Resources building right behind me over here, the county is going to be taking over operations there. We're going to make some improvements on that, hopefully bring back the aquarium there, maybe make that better. So as we continue through this park and do different things, it's just all about serving the public here and preserving Currituck's heritage, and I'm just glad to be a part of that. So thank you all for coming today. Owen, did you want to jump in here? Come on up, sir.
I'm Owen Etheridge, one of the other commissioners. When I was elected first in 1994, and I see Paul O'Neill standing over here, he was elected at the same time I was put on the Whalehead board, and we were talking about what we could do with the historical boats. And the main thing about this museum and this entire complex that we're developing here in the county is if you do not understand where you came from, you can't accept the responsibilities of tomorrow. And that's what's so important about this. The culture and the traditions of Currituck County are very important, and people need to understand what we're doing to preserve those traditions and those cultures. I'm glad to see this happen. We went through a lot of different editions of this, and finally it came down to this, and the old saying is, good things come to those who are patient, and I'm glad we've got this facility today. Thank you.
And was there any other commissioners that wanted to say a few words? If not, I want to invite Rodney Kite up here to say a few words, if he could. He was an instrumental part, along with the rest of the committee members, of getting this all organized and done. Thanks, Rodney.
Thank you. I am Rodney Kite. I was the chairman of this committee the last 2 years, and one of the things I want to stress is the teamwork that was involved in this. Prior county commissioners, prior county managers, many people behind the scenes, county employees. I've got to say, to a lot of folks, Currituck is a place. To others, Currituck is a lifestyle. This is the lifestyle that Currituck has provided many people for many generations, and I'm proud of it as a Currituckian. So thank you. Enjoy it.
Everybody ready here? All right, county manager. All right,
everybody ready? 1, 2, 3.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
And back here on OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube, I'm Sam Walker, presented by Gallup Funeral Services on the OBX Today Facebook page and the Sam Walker OBX YouTube channel. Make sure you mash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to know whenever we go live. Here on weekday mornings around 8 o'clock every weekday is our usual schedule. We'll be off on Friday because of the holiday, but then we're back to normal when we get into 2022. All right, yesterday it was announced that the Outer Banks SPCA will be getting a new executive director, and he's a familiar face here on the Outer Banks, former head of the Roanoke Island Historical Association, which produces a lost colony. Bill Coleman will become the new executive director of the Outer Banks SPCA beginning on January 3rd. OBX SPCA Board President Mike Strasbow said in a statement, "We feel fortunate that the Bills agreed to join our organization as we take the next step in creating one of the top animal welfare organizations in the country." Coleman said that he was excited to be working with a dedicated board of directors, volunteers, and exceptionally talented and devoted staff, and looks forward to starting in January, contributing to the continued growth and success of the Outer Banks SPCA's inspiring and life-saving mission. The Outer Banks SPCA operates the Dare County Animal Shelter as a nonprofit contractor, has been operating that shelter since 1978. The group also offers low-cost spay and neuter assistance, vaccine clinics, supports local wildlife rescue, human law enforcement, animal control services for lost and stray pets, community outreach, and provides volunteer opportunities. Coleman most recently served as the executive director for Foothills Humane Society. That's in Polk County, out in the western part of the state, and also has 25 years as a senior management leader of nonprofits in North Carolina, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Coleman served as the CEO of the Roanoke Island Historical Association, which produces the Lost Colony for more than 7 years. Prior to that, he was CEO of Dismas House in Nashville, Tennessee, a social service agency that provides transitional housing and services for formerly incarcerated men and women. So Bill Coleman moving back to the area and will become the new head of the Outer Banks SPCA starting next week. Dare County Commissioner Bob Woodard's announced that he'll be hosting the annual State of the County presentation online for a second straight year. That's going to be on Wednesday, January 19th at 2 p.m. This always has been a fun event. The last two that were held in person in 2020 and 2019 were at Cap George's in Kill Devil Hills, and always a full house for that breakfast and presentation. It'll be a virtual update on county projects, accomplishments, and plans for the upcoming year. And again, that is going to be on Wednesday, January 19th at 2 p.m. We'll have a link on the obxtoday.com. You can watch it live there. And, of course, it'll be streamed on the Dare County YouTube channel and all their social media as well. Yesterday, work started yesterday on some repairs at Ramp 32 down on Hatteras Island. That's between Avon and Salvo. And Ramp 32 has been closed since November due to erosion. Repairs made at the time were insufficient to safely keep the ramp open, according to Mike Barber, who's public affairs specialist for Cape Hatteras National Seashore. Though there's not an exact time frame of when the work will be completed, the ramps at Ramp 30 and Ramp 34 do remain open so you can access the beach there. Currently, Ramp 32 is the only ramp within the Cape Hatteras National Seashore that is temporarily closed. And, of course, you can keep up to date on the seasonal ramp closures and updates on beach access and Cape Hatteras National Seashore on the website's alerts and conditions page. We got some photos of the work up right now at obxtoday.com, courtesy of Cape Hatteras National Seashore. Also, right now, we got it on the H2O page, but go over to islandfreepress.org, get an update on the work that's going on at the Rodanthe Pier. It's been closed since Thanksgiving week as they get repairs going. You know what? I'll throw up the story right now. That's over. We've got links at obxtoday.com. I'll give you an idea of what to look at or what things to look at right now. They've got quite a bit of work done. Kerry Hooper Jr. of Hooper Photography Solutions with some great drone photos out there. You can kind of see how things look on the pier right now if you go to obxtoday.com. They've taken out quite a few deck boards, getting new pilings, and they'd already planned on doing some repairs before the early November nor'easter that cut it about 2/3 of the way out, cut the end off to access. And let me see if I can get this to open up a little easier to see. Yeah, there we go. I'll zoom down. But you can see there's the damage that was done, knocked out that one section. It just really, they lost two pilings right in that area down to the right of the photo. And that's what caused that part to collapse. But they've been pulling out, as you can see, you got the deck boards up so they can drive more pilings. But they do plan to be open as normal this spring. This is already some planned maintenance work anyway. They just got to do a little bit more to reconnect things out there at Rodanthe Pier. And they should have it done fairly quickly. All right, let's see. And, of course, you go to obxtoday.com, the H2O page, to find out more. At obxtoday.com, we are looking back at the 2021 top stories. There was a big fish, a big fire, tragic accidents, fake news, and new records among the top stories. So we're looking back at our most read stories at obxtoday.com. Probably one of the most read stories was a fire that destroyed a large vacation home in Kill Devil Hills. No one was hurt in the blaze when it engulfed an 18-bedroom oceanfront home in the 2000 block of South Virginia Dare Trail. It also spread to several houses on both sides. The pool house of the Town Place Suites pool and destroyed several cars. The Miller's oceanfront homes, those were damaged. Now, all the structures involved have been demolished. Construction had started on the hotel's new pool house in late summer, early fall, and that construction is continuing there in that site down in Kill Devil Hills, right near the Kill Devil Hills Nags Head town line. And you can check out that story if you want to look back at it at obxtoday.com. We're doing that all this week with looking back at all the top stories we've had throughout 2021. Internet and social media have made it easier than ever to give money, particularly through crowdfunding services such as GoFundMe. But online giving doesn't come without risk. A new guide's been distributed by North Carolina Secretary of State Elaine Marshall, offering tips on how to make online charitable donations safely. The Online Giving Donor and Consumer Guide highlights the kind of information a donor should request when making a charitable donation through an online platform or app. You can go to sosnc.gov. That's sosnc.gov to find out more. All right, take a break. Come back here on OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube. So stay right there.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
The main thing that I want to do is to make students be able to see beauty better. Whether it's in making a pot, or whether it's in drawing, or whether it's in painting a picture. And for someone to look at a green tree and say they see 7 different shades of green in that tree, then I feel like I've been successful because I've taught them how to see those different things that make life beautiful. I enjoy teaching very much. I consider it a privilege to be able to share my knowledge with other people. The way that I teach the classes is I take the beginner students and I teach them the basics of whether it's painting or pottery. And a lot of the people that come back have taken the classes 4 and 5 years. They come in, they have ideas that they want to create, and I'm sort of a resource to help them if they have questions, if they want to know different little tricks to make things be enhanced or better, then they use me like that.
These facilities here are very well equipped, even for a professional. The other students that come here are very kind. We have a nice social environment here. It's engaging, and the way the art facility here is run is on a very professional level. It's very relaxing, it's very good for the brain, it's very soothing and therapeutic. College of the Albemarle is great. I'd say any classes for enrichment or to improve your skill set here on any level, I can't say enough nice things about the College of the Albemarle.
I would encourage people to take any kind of art class, my class or any person's art class, because life has so many pressures that when you create art, you're sort of in this zone, and it is sort of hard and it's an emotional thing. It's almost like putting a puzzle together, but there's a big gratification in the end when you fit all the pieces together and you have something beautiful to look at. If a student comes to me and says they're interested in taking my class, I'm going to tell them that I'm very excited and I want them to come in and have fun and just enjoy the medium that we're working on.
Back on OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube, I'm Sam Walker, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. Well, changes always happen in the off-season with businesses here on the Outer Banks. Another big change announced yesterday, which had been kind of in the works and already was kind of progressing. Wasn't like a well-kept secret or anything like that. Lost Colony Brewery and Cafe. Paul and Sharon, who started it when Sharon opened Full Moon Cafe in downtown Mania back in 1995. Of course, evolved into Paul starting the brewery, changing the name to Lost Colony Brewery, which now, of course, has its brewing facility over in Stumpy Point. after outgrowing their facility they had started there in downtown Manio. Well, they are stepping away from the restaurant side. They're going to still have the brewery. And Gino Say, who's been working with Paul for a couple of months, since the beginning of September on a transition. Gino is taking over the restaurant side of Lost Colony Cafe, while Paul and Sharon are still going to be hands-on with Lost Colony Brewery. And, of course, they just got a new truck, the new beer delivery vehicle that's riding around now. But Gino Say is going to be running, as of January 1st, the restaurant side of the business. And they had posted up on the Lost Colony Brewery and Cafe Facebook page all about it yesterday morning. And already a lot of positive comments coming on that as they are playing a little bit of free time. Not much, though. They have one, the Beer Ranger. That's what's the name of the vehicle. They got that brand new Beer Ranger making those runs between Stumpy Point and everywhere else in the Outer Banks. Up and down the beach. You see them out there bringing your beer from Lost Colony. Good stuff there. So anyway, we'll have a little bit more. I think, we'll probably get a story up at obxtoday.com all about that. Of course, we talked about earlier with the transition that's going on at Weeping Radish with the ownership there with Soma Gupta from Saga buying the majority stake now. Yuli Benowitz is going to stay at Weeping Radish as a minority partner. They're bringing in a management firm from Northern Virginia to revamp things and expand things, and still be making a beer at Weeping Radish, but they're going to be making some changes over at the brewery in Grandy. But just some news there I thought we'd share with you here on the show. All right, OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube. And we'll do some sports. There's COVID-19 hitting sports pretty hard right now. College football. Of course, yesterday, East Carolina and Boston College were supposed to play in the Military Bowl in Annapolis. Not happening. That got canceled. Virginia and SMU were supposed to play in the Fenway Bowl tomorrow. That got canceled because of problems for Virginia. Now another bowl game is impacted. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl will not have Miami. Miami has had to pull out. But Central Michigan has stepped in and will play Washington State. That's after Central Michigan's appearance in a bowl game was canceled out in California. No, it was Arizona. It was the Arizona Bowl that got canceled. So instead now, Central Michigan is going to play Washington State on New Year's Eve in the Sun Bowl, filling the slot that was left open by Miami having to pull out. Now, 5 games on the schedule today, including NC State and UCLA. They play at 5:45 and I got it wrong. They play at 8 o'clock tonight on Fox at Petco Park in San Diego, the Holiday Bowl, UCLA and NC State. Starts at noon today with Houston and Auburn in the Birmingham Bowl, playing for all the tickets. In Birmingham, Air Force and Louisville will be playing in Dallas in the Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. They're playing for all the renovations at 3:15. Playing for all the auto parts, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Mississippi State and Texas Tech at 6:45. And then playing for more mortgages, West Virginia, Minnesota, and Phoenix in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl at 10:15. Tomorrow, Clemson, Iowa State, Maryland, Virginia Tech, and Oregon, Oklahoma. Still on right now. We'll see. Basketball news, a couple of ACC basketball games have been postponed. Duke and Clemson were supposed to play tomorrow after problems with Duke. Virginia Tech's got issues, so they're not going to play North Carolina tomorrow. Boston College and Syracuse were supposed to play, as BC's running into problems now on the basketball side. But the ACC did announce that they are updating some of their COVID protocols, and that kind of falls in place as to what happened with the CDC making its announcement yesterday. The ACC now has authorized the schools to make changes on their own that fall in line with the CDC guidelines that might cut out some of the amount of cancellations we're seeing. You'll see this thing is adjusting on the fly, just like it did when the pandemic started with in March and how everything's kind of canceled. We're seeing cancellations, we're seeing postponements. Things are kind of evolving, so it's almost, you're going to check things almost on an hourly basis when it comes to that. Other sports, got high school basketball tournaments tipping off today. Columbia is hosting one. I believe Mania is playing in that. Also, Currituck's out in South Creek, out in Robertsonville, playing in their tournament. And the Hertford County tournament continues today up in Hoskin. Quite a few other tournaments. They haven't really done a good job this year, surprise, of updating the Max Prep schedule. That's where we get everything, and schools are supposed to update that. They still struggle with keeping us up to date with exactly what's going on with their schedules during basketball season. Of course, with COVID-19 having an impact on that, the schedules are kind of in flux. Monday Night Football last night, Dolphins beat the Saints 20-3. All right, turning now our attention to the OBX Today Weather Center forecast. And we got a messy couple of days coming up, it looks like. I'm going to pull up my display here because, let's pull up the big image. All right, this is what we're looking at right now. Today shouldn't be too bad. Storm system kind of making its way, it's kind of a complex that's coming across the Midwest right now. It is going to move in and bring us some rain chances. It looks like tomorrow night, actually, lesser chance. Looks like really early Wednesday night and into Thursday, we're going to be getting some rain with a little frontal boundary that's going to be making its way across the country. Out ahead of that, some low pressure that's going to form, it's going to move up, and that's what we're looking at tomorrow. But with rainfall amounts, according to our National Weather Service office, of anywhere from 1/10 to 1/4 inch. Maybe some inland areas get up to about 1/2 inch tomorrow. Our best chance, though, looks like it's coming for the weekend. Saturday through Monday, we could get 1 inch to 1.5 inches of much-needed rain with our next storm system. In fact, the National Weather Service says there's some heavy rain possible for northeastern North Carolina on Saturday and Sunday. So there you go. Of course, see that brown area? That's our drought area that we're in. So it looks like that rainfall may really help things. There's some severe weather chances on New Year's Day, well down to our southwest, some heavy rain up Minnesota and also Michigan, and some below normal temperatures out in the plains. But we're looking at heavy rain, it looks like, to start 2022, wrap up 2021 and start 2022. All right, so the OBX Today Weather Center forecast for today. It's nice out there already. Sunny skies, high 64. West winds around 5, becoming calm in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 56. Tomorrow, partly sunny and even warmer. We might see some record highs inland, high 71 for the beaches. Showers developing Wednesday night and 57. Thursday, showers, possibly a thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 67. Showers likely, possibly a thunderstorm Thursday night, and a low 53. Partly sunny for New Year's Eve day and 62. We do have a chance of showers in the forecast Friday night. Now, we're looking at overnight. It looks like Friday night, some showers and 51. New Year's Day showers and 67. Showers likely Sunday and 68. Monday sunny and cold, high for this 47. So our moderate our moderate holidays, we're going to start the new year back more winter-like, at least in terms of the temperature. Coastal Marine forecast today, very quiet out there. We'll see 1 foot waves this afternoon on the Sounds. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Water temperatures mid-50s on the north beaches. Mid-60s Hatteras Island. The fishing's not been too bad down there. Hatteras and Ocracoke. Might be thinking if you're looking for some fishing to do. Might want to make that trip down the next couple of days before the rain gets here. Next tide change at Argan Inlet. We just come off low tide. High tide at 2:34 this afternoon. Sunset tonight at 4:56. Sunrise tomorrow at 7:11. Currently, right now, outside the studios in Uptown Nags Head, 59 degrees under fair skies. And that will do it for today's edition of OBX Today Live here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Sam Walker. Have yourself a great Tuesday, everyone. We're presented by Gallup Funeral Services. Make sure you mash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to know whenever we go live on the OBX Today Facebook page and the Sam Walker OBX YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow here on OBX Today Live. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.